Hi, my beautiful Scorpios. Welcome to your January 2018 reading. So, I hope you had a beautiful holiday. So, thank you so much for your support last month. I'm doing your video third. So, typically, how I'm going to release the readings for each month is, of course, I'm going to do the birthday sign first. And then following that, I'm going to do the readings based upon which sign in the previous month had the most views. So thank you so much for your support. This is my second month kind of coming out and doing these readings. So really, really excited about the support and the love that I've received so far. So this month, I am working with the Psychic Tarot for the Heart deck by John Holland. I'm also going to be working with the Butterfly Oracle and Healing with the Fairies by Doreen Virtue. So I've already pulled cards for you guys from the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, and I'm going to pull from the other decks later on in the reading. So I'm going to just tune in to the energies of Scorpio. And I'm going to open up your reading. Okay. So, what I'm feeling first and foremost is that Scorpios have been through quite the ringer. And when I say that, um, being the sign that explores all of these deep areas and facets of life, whether it's death, rebirth, regeneration, the underworld, spiritual realms, and mystical things that a lot of people are afraid of confronting. Like, for quite some time, probably the past 2 to 3 years, Scorpios have really done some deep inner work facing demons, resolving and overcoming karma, just deep transformative energy. And I feel like with Scorpios, me being a Scorpio myself, even, we're beginning to come to the end of the road with this. So I feel like this brings about the energy of death. Even though I don't have any death cards here, like I really feel like an energy of endings. Um, so this could be endings of so many different things in your life, but most importantly, as your vibration has been changing and shifting with these changes, so do the vibrations of other things in your life, in your inner world and your outer world, people, situations, jobs, your mission, life path. Um, you may even fall out of resonance with the particular area that you live in. It could be so many vast and endless um, spaces that we're referring to, but you're beginning to take a look at what no longer resonates with you. And if you look back, in your life to, 2 or 3 years ago and look at where you are in this moment, it looks vastly different. Your energy and your resonance is vastly different. And I always feel, especially with Scorpios and even Sagittarius right now, that there's such an energy of like a way shower, because we're all, as a collective energy, all signs, we're going through this process of transformation and change. And I feel like Scorpios and Sagittarius are making such headway with this energy. And I feel like there's such an important role to play as we help and we guide others through this process, that we've been so deeply immersed in for quite some time. And that's a process of facing yourself, facing your shadow, and then allowing yourself to die. And that's the most difficult and the most complex thing for people to face is themselves. To be able to do this energetic surgery, pick apart the things that haven't worked for us, the patterns, the cycles that we kind of been carrying that's not really our own. I had this conversation with one of my friends earlier where it's like it's amazing how we've allowed our realities to be created based upon energy that's not even our own, whether it's belief systems or religious um, constructs that have been kind of forced upon us by society or our family or certain patterning. It could even be things like a poverty mindset that is carried in your generational or your ancestral bloodline, and we're trying to break out of those habits and those patterns, those karmic ties. And we're doing so much of that work of facing those things and facing the energies that as a collective we've been afraid to face. Number one, because what does life look like on the other side of that? And that's where the fear comes in for a lot of people. It's like, if I face these things, then who does that make me? Because now you're disassociating with all of the things that you've created this identity around, which is a mask. So now you take the mask off because you realize you're not no longer those things, you're not those experiences. And then it's just like, okay, if I take that off, then what's left? And that's what the inner journey is about. It's about finding out who you truly are at a deep level. And we can't do that from an external perspective. So I'm really feeling that for Scorpios, we've just been on this journey. And I feel like we're kind of at the ending where we're releasing a huge weight. I'm seeing luggage. So I feel like it's like we're leaving all this luggage, we're leaving all this baggage behind, and we're moving forward. So this is the first energy I'm reading into, which is an 8 card. So this is about cycles. This is about a number about destiny. It's like you've learned all the things that you needed to learn in this particular area, this particular section. And cycle of your being, of your life, and it's time to leave all of the things that are behind you. And if you could see, it's like these footprints in the sand, and it's like all of that stuff, all those footprints, all those imprints, those memories that have been created. It's like this person in this card's not looking back behind those things. He's moving forward and he's looking at what's ahead. And also note that he can't see what's ahead. So this requires a lot of courage. Just requires just like really being in tune and connected with your heart and trusting and surrendering that the divine and source is going to guide you and is leading you exactly where you need to go. This is, having the faith of the mustard seed as well. So I think this is really beautiful energy. I still feel like there are some battles that Scorpios are dealing with, and I feel like this is like, letting go of some of the kind of last kind of ego constructs, the last parts of ourselves that kind of need to die in a sense, so that we can move out of like our old patterning and our old behaviors and our old cycles. So I feel like there's for Scorpios, there may be a few things that you're still holding on to that need to go, and you're kind of having like this internal struggle. I feel like the choose your battles is like, it's like you facing different parts of yourself that are still kind of like masked, and that need to kind of need to be released and still need to be kind of like transmuted and transformed. I'm also getting a message that to work with the violet flame. It's so powerful working with spiritual alchemy and transmuting like these patterns, these cycles and energies that we need to release. Because when we work with the violet flame energy, it's a flame of mercy, of freedom. It helps us to cut the chains and the shackles of the things that have kept us bounded in bondage. We can use this in energies within our current life and our past lives as well. And so and really beautiful, like healing begins. and I'm not reading this in any particular order. I'm just going with what kind of comes up. So this card's in reverse. And I'm not looking at this energy, and it doesn't feel like it's necessarily a block. I feel like it's this energy that's coming in when we release these last components, these last parts of ourselves that want to go. That it's kind of like I see like we're almost there. There's still a little tension. There's still some, pressures, some struggles, or maybe some conflicts that you're experiencing both within yourself and in the external world. But it's like keep going because we're almost there. And once we transmute those final energies, those final blocks that we've been trying to clear out to get to the next cycle, remember when there's death, when something ends, something beautiful begins. We have this rebirth. Hence, the energy of the phoenix rising from the ashes transform the ashes of the old self being left behind in this beautiful new energy, this beautiful new light being reborn. And healing. We've healed so many patterns, so many cycles, so many things that have been keeping us bound. And I feel like this energy is like keep following the messages, keep following the resonance of your guides, keep following your heart, because this is what has been helping us get through this energy and do this healing work. Really beautiful here. Um, so then we have this energy here, which I feel like these are different light codes coming in to help you guys balance and restructure your energy fields. I feel this for a lot of signs where there's a lot of shifts happening to where you may be affected. So you may feel yourself having like ascension symptoms. Again, migraines, being really tired and lethargic is one of the most common um, experiences that people are having as their energetic systems are trying to recalibrate with what we're releasing. That has an energetic effect on different layers of our auric field, from our physical body, which is the three-dimensional manifestation of energy, our emotional bodies, our mental bodies, our etheric bodies. Like the resonance is changing as we shift, as we release, as we grow. And then we also have the planetary energies coming in, codes coming in, light codes coming in and affecting and shifting our cellular makeup and our DNA. And our entire being has to become acclimated to these new energies. So, you know, again, self-care is really important here. Be gentle with yourself, listen to your body, eat living high vibrational foods. Still make sure you're I would say don't do anything really strenuous in terms of physical exercise, but things like gentle, like yoga or Pilates or Tai Chi, is really beautiful as well. Um, but I feel like the observe is like notice the shifts that are happening within your energetic field. Notice like anything that's changing within the vibration of your chakras, because so much is shifting. Take notice, because I feel like if you were a Scorpio that wasn't really attuned with your own energy, you are attuned with your energy now. Like I've even had experiences where like I've had symptoms, or I had like a reoccurring like illnesses, and I started tapping into that. Instead of being like, okay, let me take some type of pharmaceutical medicine, I've started like just placing my hands in certain areas and being like, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to show me? What are you trying to get me to pay attention to? And just sending loving energy to that area. And almost always I get some type of message. It could be like, eat this type of food, or you need to do this particular thing, or take this herb, or sometimes I get like these images and messages about patterns but that I've been holding on to, and that's what's creating that physical response in my body. So just really pay attention to what's going on, because I feel like you're getting a lot of things coming in different directions that may also be related to these kind of last pieces of the puzzle that we're shifting kind of out of. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Listen, you know, I feel two ways. I feel like there's some Scorpios who are, I feel like the messages are coming in. Um, I don't feel as though there's a block in hearing or receiving the messages. I feel like the blocked energy is actually applying, like taking this information in. A lot of downloads coming in, a lot of messages. Um, you may be experiencing like frequency shifts in your ears, ringing. This is you're trying to attune. Like I see like satellites, like people's ears as satellites, and these new codes, or you may be connecting with your guides for the first time, your higher self, um, or you may be, if you're someone that's always been kind of attuned to subtle vibrations, you may be shifting into connecting with newer high vibrational guides. So you have to attune to that. Your ears, your third eye, your crown chakra is shifting so much to tune into these different frequencies. So I feel that for some Scorpios, but it's like I feel like there's so many messages, there's so many codes coming in, and you really have to take this in and really sit with it and allow it to really permeate through your being, and then apply these things. Apply what is coming into your life, because what is coming in is to help guide you, to help you with your healing process, and it's helping you move to the next level, because that's where we're going. We're moving to the next level in our life. And that's what I'm really, really feeling in 2018. Like a lot of Scorpios are moving to the next level, um, and just, embrace what's coming in. Um, I feel like an energy of allowing these codes, allowing these vibrations and energy from source, from the divine, from Ra. These solar codes are like being downloaded. Like I'm seeing like all these energies and codes coming in from like the higher dimensions. If you can see, that's kind of like solar codes. And if you can see this clearly, I know it's a little glare, you can see like these light codes being downloaded um, into this woman, and she's just open and she's receiving this energy. And I feel like, again, this could be some blocks from people, like not really listening or paying attention to the messages that are coming in. So there may be, you may be experiencing headaches if that's happening to you, where you're not really clearing out a lot of the mental congestion that's going on and really slowing down. So definitely practice some stillness exercises, meditate, connect with nature for healing. If you're someone that's really been doing this work and really connecting and tuning into these codes, it's just allowing these downloads to come in and allowing yourself to acclimate to the changing energies. So, a lot of these codes are very high vibrational, like coming from very um, vast, like high vibrational energies. Like I'm feeling like, you know, ninth dimensional, 12th dimensional energies here. Like talking about like a deep source energy. And I'm sorry, my dog is like barking, like going super hard in the background. But beautiful energy here. This is allowing this energy come in and permeate your entire being. And it's like you're resonating with this from the deepest aspects of your heart, spreading your wings, allowing this to come in. Um, and I feel like this kind of ties up with like you build this deeper relationship with yourself, this more loving relationship with the divine and the divine aspects of yourself. This is like really, really beautiful light energy coming in. Um, I feel like this is empowerment. I feel like this is knowing that you're good enough just simply because you are loved, that you are divine, and loving yourself exactly who you are. I feel like this is a deep intimate connection for Scorpios. And, especially in the past months where we've been working so hard at self love, I feel like this is deepening. I feel like you guys are really starting to tune into this, to start to take care of your energy, to rest, to do beautiful things for yourself. I'm feeling like for some Scorpios, keep flowers around you. If you can keep fresh flowers, or if you can get out in nature, like this will be very, very healing for you. So I'm going to pull a card to see what changes are coming in, life changes for my Scorpios for the month of January 2018. So what changes are coming in for Scorpios for the month of January 2018? Realizations and epiphanies. So I feel like this is a lot about listening to the codes and the messages that are coming in. I feel like a lot of this is like from solar codes coming in from source, a lot of galactic downloads, messages from your guides. We had this, we had the listen card, tuning into the intel and messages that are coming in. I feel a lot of self empowerment happening. I feel a lot of expansion within the solar plexus happening for Scorpios as well, healing a lot of lower vibrational energies. But you have to be open to this, to receiving these codes and downloads and the messages that are coming through. And these are going to give you, open you up to the messages, the shifts, even your mission, and some of these final changes that need to be made as we move into the next cycle and layer of our life and our being. So I'm going to pull one more card for you guys. What healing messages are up for Scorpios for January 2018? Healing messages for Scorpios for January 2018. Let's see what comes up for you guys. Oops. Well, quite a few cards came up, but I'm going to roll with all of them. All right. So I feel like, before I get into what came up, I feel like when, I was talking about there's still these last little pockets and these last layers of things that we're kind of shifting, that we're taking a look at, that we really haven't cleared yet. So I feel like take what kind of resonates with you in this, and leave behind what does not. But I feel like these are different scenarios that people can be dealing with. I feel like for some Scorpios, this can be healing some family karma. There could be some wounds and patterning in your past life, in your current past life, when it comes to other family members, siblings, parents that may have caused a lot of trauma or hurt or pain in your life. And I feel like for some Scorpios, this could be confronting this energy so that it can be healed. So I have that family harmony coming up. I feel like a lot this stems from childhood energy. So if this is what you're dealing with, this is inner child healing here. This is healing some pocket or some trauma or some heartbreak that's related to your family dynamic, that's affected you, has created a pattern or a cycle that you've carried with you from childhood. I feel like for, let's see, I feel like for some, this is facing fear. I feel like this is still part of the moving on. I feel like some people, they are kind of geared up and preparing for it. They're aware that they're moving into the next phase or next cycle. And I feel like there's some people whose energy is still a little stuck, where they're kind of, again, afraid of um, making those final changes or letting go of the final things that need to be released because they're afraid of um, what's going to be in front of them. Like, what does life look like now that I've kind of unplugged and disassociated with all these energies? So we have moving forward fearlessly, and that has to be done from the heart. You know, trusting in your heart, surrendering to where and what you're being guided towards, because what we're letting go of, the pressure that we feel, the things that we are, needing to change, they're being changed because they're no longer in alignment with our vibration. They don't serve us anymore. So I'm really feeling, and I feel like this energy is for all Scorpios. If you're someone that resonates with crystal energies, I feel like tap into the energy of chrysoprase, which is interesting because in my crystal consciousness for the collective reading for um, this week coming up, chrysoprase is one of the crystals that comes up. So really synchronistic energy. So work with that. Um, chrysoprase also is good like for helping you overcome past heart or emotional trauma. But what chrysoprase does is extremely healing because it heals your heart, but it begins to prepare you with, for a new relationship. So this can be a new relationship with yourself. This could be a new relationship, loving relationship with yourself. And in turn, you can have new, beautiful, loving relationships with others, cultivating this new beautiful relationship with the divine. A lot of deep healing work happening here. I feel like a lot of Scorpios are in tune with the environment, with the earth energies. This can be moving into 2018, cultivating practices that are healing to the earth. This could be doing ley lines and grid work. This could be any type of environmentalist projects that you feel that resonate with you. Wildlife, energy conservation, like that sort of thing. So if that's something that resonates to you, this energy is supporting this. Um, Raising your standards also comes up. So I feel like this is still like that solar plexus energy. Like, we started to really stand up for ourselves, to create boundaries, and it's just like I feel like this energy is like continue to do that because anytime we're bringing in new energies and we're kind of reinforcing it with something new, certain energies are going to come back up just to test us to see if we've gotten it. So it's like I feel like this is kind of also like stand your grounds and what you're trying to create and the energy you're shifting into, like determine like what it is that you want for your life, like um, what you stand for and what you're willing to not stand for. This doesn't mean like be mean, because I feel like there can be a tendency like if someone isn't acting or behaving on the level or the standards that you want to, there can be a tendency for Scorpios to be a little sarcastic or stinging or mean. But this is about if someone's energy or their actions or that sort of thing doesn't resonate with you, it's not about trying to change them. It's about saying this makes me feel uncomfortable or that doesn't resonate with me. But you have your own personal choice and decision to say this vibration isn't a match for me, so I'm going to move forward. And in that space, you're still loving a person for whatever it is that resonates with them and where they are in their space, but that doesn't mean that you have to make them feel any less or be mean or disrespect them. It's not a vibrational match, and you send them love and you move forward and you just choose not to have that kind of like in your universe. So I feel like that's the message here, to be kind in this process, because you have to understand that just like we are going through changes and shifts and we've been through so much as Scorpios, other people are going through this too. And there's other people and there's other signs that are where we've been deep in this process for a while. There's other signs and other energies that are just starting this, that are just kind of like being pressured to go inside of themselves. So it's like be understanding, remember where you are when you started this journey and process, and just send love and be supportive and compassionate to others around you as they are healing as well. So hopefully that resonated with you guys and that was helpful. And if you enjoy these videos, just make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell so you know when new videos are posted. And I also want to tell you guys, if you reside in the Philadelphia area, so this is Philadelphia, Delaware, and South Jersey, I will be doing traveling sessions January 4th to January 8th. So I'll be offering personal readings, and most of my readings are focused on healing, self mastery that leads to sovereignty and freedom, which we are all striving for on a soul level. So I'll be offering personal readings, which will be in person. I'm also offering space and home clearings. So this is clearing any stagnant energy out of your home, doing deep energetic clearing. If you've never cleared your home, or if you've just moved into a home and you want to clear out any of the vibrations from any previous occupants, this can also be energy that's on the particular ley line grid of your property. I do that clearing work as well. I work with various tools to do that, whether it's smoking sages, resin, working with guides and angels, and sound healing as well. And also, new that I'm offering in conjunction with this, you can do it together or separately. I think it works very well together, is Feng Shui for crystals. Crystals, I said that backwards. Crystal Feng Shui. So, crystal feng shui is where I tap into the energy resonance of your home or any energies that you want to bring into your home. And I recommend crystals that you can place in specific areas and spaces in your home to bring in a more loving, uplifting vibration. Or, if you're someone that wants to bring abundance into your home, I help you set up a space with crystals and other tools to bring that vibration into your home. So this could be the use of singular crystals, or it could also be setting up a crystal grid. So they work really well together, but of course you can do that together or separately. And I also will be available for doing crystal Reiki healing as well. So if that's something that resonates with you and you reside in any of those areas, please email me if you would like to book an appointment. I have a few spaces remaining. My email's in the rough crystals at gmail.com. And of course, if you just like a regular reading, those are always available. You can contact me via email as well. And I'll put all this information down in the description for this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this reading. And I want to close out this reading by sending, I feel like perseverance just came up. Sending Scorpios the energy of perseverance here. So thank you guys for joining, and I'm going to close out sending you the vibration and resonance of perseverance. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys in February.